Hello YouTube, this is CyberKnight 610. I'm using the screen capture for my computer, so this is a different way of recording. Hopefully the sound gets a little better. I've had a little bit of trouble with sound quality and stuff, as you guys have probably noticed. So yeah, I'm really trying to work some of that out, and hopefully we can get that going. Let's see, I have a shout out for XX Ladies Man 213. Be sure to check out his channel, subscribe. He has some duel videos and stuff, so that's pretty neat as well. I'm still trying to get duel videos while I'm, on that subject. I'm trying to get duel videos as well, still working on that. And also, thank you for, I have 1,403 subscribers. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed. It's really awesome that you're subscribing to me. It helps me out a lot and, gives me a reason to keep coming out with some cool videos. And by the way, I'm actually uploading one as I'm making this video. So yeah, I'm gonna try to have more openings. Like I said, dual videos, of course, and I might just hold off on the contest for the 1,500 and just wait till I hit about 1,600 or hopefully hit 1,600. I don't want to sound like arrogant or something, like I'm going to because, that's up to the people that subscribe to me. But yeah, hopefully if I hit that, then I can have a pretty big contest, and it will end probably when I hit 2,000 or something like that. And I'm planning like play mats and all kinds of cool prizes like that. It's going to be, like I said, they're all going to kind of level up, and my contests as they go will always have higher dollar prizes, I guess I should say. So yeah, on to the discussion, which is why everyone wanted to watch this, I guess. Naturias. And on the subject too of discussions, I know I have to announce a few things. So, I'm not going to make a Watt discussion. I was thinking about it. I was getting everything set up for it. I just couldn't find anything really to talk about on them. So I'm going to kind of hold off on that for now, unless maybe we hear about some new Watts. But right now, it's just kind of I really can't come up with anything. But I will have a discussion on, let's see, what was it? Some other archetype pretty soon as well. I'll just, I won't say it for now. It'll be a surprise, I guess, seeing as I can't remember it anyway. But yeah, Natras. They're very interesting. They swarm in the field. They have most of them have like a low attack defense, and they're pretty easy to synchro summon. And also some of them have more of a lockdown ability as well. So they're pretty neat. We are going to get some, I believe, in Hidden Arsenal number 2, as well as the Duelist Revolution, I believe is the other one we're getting a few in. So, that's going to be pretty neat as well. First dual terminal cards, that came out. I'm just going to go over a few of them. Obviously, I can't go over all the cards, so I got to make sure, don't run out of time or something either, because I don't know how much time I've used in this kind of way of recording. Naturia Butterfly was the first one to go over. It is a 3-star, and it's a tuner. 500 attack, 1,200 defense. I'm not going to say off the attack and defense on all of them and all that kind of stuff, because you guys should be able to see with this kind of quality. Once per turn, when a monster your opponent controls declares an attack, activate this card's effects, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard to negate that attack. So that's kind of interesting, it kind of has like a milling thing going on, which is pretty good, these days. Everyone wants to mill their cards, with Light Sworns kind of leaving the playing field too and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, Netra Cliff. And let's see, it's not a tuner. When this card is from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one level 4 lower natural monster from your deck to your side of the field and face up attack position. So that's kind of an interesting little, he's kind of like their search engine kind of thing going on. Kind of funny looking art. All of them kind of have that like funny art. But it's still pretty interesting. Dual terminal cards I think are always pretty cool. Natura Cosmo Beat. So that's kind of weird looking. It is a tuner, 2-star tuner, and when your opponent's normal summons or sets a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So that's kind of interesting. If you had something like Threatening War, you can block their attack and then maybe synchro summon for something pretty powerful next turn. So that's just kind of a mini strategy. Natura Beetle. This is a pretty cool one. It's probably my favorite of them, and we've had it in, I think, ever since like 2009, the game for the DS. So it's pretty cool. It's not a tuner, of course, and each time a spell card is activated, you can switch the attack and defense of this card. I think it was in one of those duel puzzles even in like 2009 game. So it's an interesting little card. I kind of like it for some reason. I kind of like the art too. But yeah, it's an interesting card. It's nothing, that will, be banned or anything, but it's interesting. Netra Mantis. Another pretty cool card, a 4-star, not a tuner, of course, and when your opponent's normal summons a monster, you can send one natural monster from your hand to the graveyard and destroy that monster. So that's also pretty interesting. It can help out get rid of some more of your problem monsters on your opponent's side of the field. So yeah, I could see that coming in handy pretty good. It will probably be a staple with Natras. And let's see, I keep hitting the microphone, so hopefully that didn't, you know, mess up too much. Natura Beast, it's the synchro. Of course, it's a very interesting synchro. It requires a one Earth tuner and one or more Earth non-tuner monsters. So it's too bad they didn't say just one or more Earth monsters. So he'd be like Gothams. Um, During either player's turn, you can send 2 cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard to negate the activation of a spell card and destroy it. So that's kind of interesting, kind of a mini Solemn effect, I guess you could say. Um, like I said, before, it's not really nothing that's just meta worthy, gonna get banned kind of stuff, but it's pretty interesting. And I can see these, maybe tier 2, maybe. I don't know, maybe that's wishful thinking. Natura Balcron, and I think he has probably the coolest art. I believe he's the dragon one, because I think they only said, like, all the others are like beast types and insect and plant, and I think he's the only dragon. So he's pretty interesting. He is a 6-star synchro, and it requires an Earth tuner and one or more non-tuners that are Earth monsters, and you can remove from play 2 cards in your graveyard to negate the activation of a trap card and destroy it. So I kinda like him better than Natural Beast, or so it's pretty interesting. Natural Balcron, I guess is how you pronounce it, for him. And I don't know, I really like the art. I still say dual terminal cards. It seems like they always have really good art. So it's just really cool how I don't know, it's like they put more work into them or something, or that's just my opinion. And the last one, I believe, is Natura Extrio, I think is how I'm going to pronounce it. Now, this is probably the most interesting card I've seen in a while. Just for the fact that it is 2 synchros at the fusion. And of course, we are going to get some of those in Duelist Revolution, but this is actually the first one if you think about it. I have a comment thing. Should have turned that off for my video, but what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 star. Didn't miscount. So it's kind of interesting. It requires Natural Beast and Natural Balcron, as fusion, and a fusion summon of this monster can only be conducted with the above fusion material monsters. While this card is while it's face up on the field, you can remove from play 1 card from your graveyard and send 1 card from the top of your deck to the graveyard to negate the activation of a spell or trap card and destroy it. So he's pretty interesting. Like I said, it's just kind of interesting in itself because it is 2 synchros fused, and it is kind of our, first one like that. I don't know if it'll be first for TCG, but I believe this came out for Japan before Duelist Revolution, and that is whenever we're gonna get our, fusion synchros. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Hopefully we get all these pretty soon. I really like the Natras in some ways, and like I've said many times, so and I keep repeating myself probably, is that dual terminal cards. I don't really know if there is a bad archetype out of all of them. I don't know. It's just like they work a lot harder on them. They're all pretty interesting, or that's just my opinion. So yeah, what do you guys think of Natras whenever they come to the TCG, of course? Will they, be the next thing, beat Blackwings and Fernities, which I, doubt? Or, will they just be for fun? Or will we even see them in the meta? Just talk about your opinions on the whole thing in the comments and, just share what you think about them. No one will attack you or anything like that. If anyone, starts having a big argument, I'm just going to delete those comments if it like an argument, so you're free to say your opinion. Just make sure it's clean and all that. It's just kind of common sense thing on really. But yeah, I just like to hear everyone's opinion on the new cards coming out. And be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And yeah, I will try to have a few more discussion videos. Just tell me what you want me to discuss over. I'm sorry to the person that wanted me to do a WOT discussion. It's just I cannot think of anything really to talk about on them at the moment. Maybe I'll be able to in a month or so. I don't know. A lot of stuff's going on too, and I've kind of had like a mental block on videos. But yeah, I'll try to have one maybe eventually. It's just kind of a pain with those for some reason. But yeah, I really like going over dual terminal cards. So please, especially if it's a dual terminal card, just tell me what kind of video you want to see. And that's all. Bye, YouTube.